Rick, good morning. What does it tell you that Kawhi's decision is taking this long?
Well, number one, that he's staying with his original timeline. When the Knicks were still in the mix, they were given a date of July 3rd, and he said he'd give the Raptors the last meeting, so those would have happened. I would expect that everything's moved up a little bit because of the Knicks stepping out, but ultimately he stayed with his plan. Two, Uncle Dennis and Kawhi understand how to raise his profile without saying a word. That knowing that they were on this timeline, that all the talk was going to be about Kawhi, and yet he didn't have to say anything. Two, that he was good on his word in saying, unlike any of the other stars, I'm not going to think about this or begin this process until the season is over. And three, that there is no one element that is driving this decision. It's not where am I going to play. It's not who I'm going to play with. It's not even what gives me the best chance of winning a championship. It's all of those elements. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to weigh everything, and that's ultimately going to determine where I'm going to go. And so I can't help but think there's one other element here. Among all of the entities that I know, other than the San Antonio Spurs, the one entity that doesn't like their business out in the public is Kawhi Leonard. So this is a matter of, let me slow play this and let me see what comes out and from where. And that's the one element where the talk about Magic, the talk about the Lakers, that might be setting off a few alarms in the Kawhi camp.
Yep.
Because there's too much getting out there, and that's not the way that Kawhi Leonard and Uncle Dennis like to run their business.
Interesting. Haven't heard a peep from the Clippers.
Well, because they ain't got nothing to peep about. They already know he's not going back.
Well, but the quietest have been the Raptors. And the Raptors had him for a year. And Masai Ujiri at the beginning of this said very clearly, Masai's his own guy. We'll be over here.
Right.
Knowing Kawhi doesn't like it when people start to get out there on Front Street.
So from what you've heard, what you know, from all you just said, your gut feeling right here, right now is?
He signs back with the Raptors.
Really?
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
Again, on a shorter-term deal. He runs it
That
back.
was your original thought, right?
He takes another shot. Now, look, the Lakers and AD and all of that came up late in the process. So there's a lot to consider there and to weigh. And I don't know where that fits in the equation. But when all of this began, the Raptors, to me, had the best shot. And they get the opportunity to sit down with him one more time and lay it all out. And
gut feeling, have they had that yet? Or you think that could be happening today?
Yeah, I believe that's happening today.
Yeah. For me, I don't think it's changed. I think what happened with the Lakers is that while he was playing, he's not thinking about what's going to transpire. I believe KD and Kyrie had already made their minds up.
Yes.
I'm not going back to Boston. I'm not going back to Golden State. No matter what happens, we're going to a new locale. Kawhi did not have that. And then also, I believe the decision would have been a lot easier. Had they not won the NBA title, Kawhi's gone. There's nothing to tug at him to keep him there. There's no, the country is on my side in what we have just accomplished.
Yep.
But also something happened. While he was playing that, and once it was over, the Lakers traded for AD. Now, really? This got really interested here. Clippers, y'all ain't got nothing.
Really?
And I told you guys, I'm tired of doing all this heavy lifting. Did you see all this lifting I did in Toronto? Yeah, Siakam had a good game here. That Kyle Lowry. But you see how I was on fumes at the tail end? Because I've been doing heavy lifting all these playoffs. Now I got somebody to help me do this lifting. Old strong man Braun, strong man Brow. Gonna show you what he really about. Now he gonna put that PER to work, Skip Bayless. I still believe it's not.
Brow had like 17 different injuries that missed games in New Orleans. I don't know.
Well, guess what? He and Kawhi be in the training room talking about it. But
they will. They'll share a lot of training tapes.
I'm glad you mentioned the training room because we've talked about it before on this show. Alex McKechnie, who was with the Lakers, went to Toronto. Kawhi gives him a tremendous amount of credit for getting him through the season and the way they work
together. We're hiring. Come on, leave. You don't want to be in Toronto. Come to the Lakers. We got you.
We'll see. Honestly, that is a huge element in this, is that he has somebody that he trusts, much like a surgeon.
Point. Trust.
That is an element.
Operative word now, trust.
Yeah.
So, number 2 in his camp sit back and they listen and they watch for leaks. And all of a sudden, the Lakers are leaking like the Titanic, right? It's leak city.
It was just a big hole in it.
No, it had leaks everywhere, man. And Magic Johnson, still representing the Lakers, still their number 1 ambassador, has been singing like a bird to the media about, I talked to him. Nobody's talked to him except me. He wanted to talk to me. I'm back in good graces with Laker Nation. I represent the face of the Lakers.
Skip, do you believe, had they told Magic, we don't want this out, that Magic would become forthcoming with this information?
I don't know.
I believe it was after the fact that Magic said we had talked to Uncle Dennis and Kawhi's camp that they said, okay, we about to shut this thing down.
Shannon, do you really think they can tell Magic to do anything?
I don't think Magic would have messed this up. If we know that we want to decide we want to play it close to the vest, he wouldn't have messed this up. Because if that's the case, go ahead and spill the beans.
I've seen almost hourly reports from multiple websites and media entities saying, Lakers sources say, we got this. We're still.
Well, sources might have been Uncle Dennis saying that.
Well, not only that, but it's like the connective tissue. Like Richard Jefferson's out there putting something. We see the connective tissue between he and LeBron. There are a number of elements where this has leaked out into the public. I'm not saying that's a determining factor here, but considering the profile of Kawhi Leonard and how he likes to do business, this is not a plus for the Lakers. This would be something that he would make that decision in spite of, not because of.
Well, the Spurs, wasn't the Spurs that put it out that he had been cleared? Did the Spurs put that out?
They didn't put it out. They announced it.
Okay, exactly.
Well, I mean, that's what you do.
Well, that's what we do.
Protocol.
Well, we just.
But here's and where is he? Where did he leave? He got out of San Antonio.
They did him dirty. We're not going to do him dirty.
After he missed 35 games, they said, we can't find anything wrong with you. We're going to announce to our media he's cleared to all basketball activity.
You think you might have a cold next week? But guess what? Okay, we got a back-to-back. We're going to miss the tail end of that back-to-back.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to prevent this from happening. We're going to treat you better than you've ever been treated before. Whatever you thought you got in Toronto, double it. Whatever you thought you had in San Antonio, triple it.
Okay. What's your percentage now?
94.6.
94.6 says Shannon Sharp Lakers. Ric Bucher saying back to Toronto. I'm saying I'm giving the Clippers a tick, tick, tick. I just went up to 32% chance. Because the longer it ticks, the better I like
this right here.
Chances.
I ain't betting against Bron. Just like you say you don't bet against Michael Jordan, Tom Brady.
I do not.
I ain't betting against Bron.
Okay.
Part of this is, and the reason we're having this debate is because it really comes down to Kawhi wanting to measure everything. With every other guy, you could look at what was the motivating factor, figure out who could answer that the best, and you knew where the guy was probably going. That's the difficulty here, is that it's not any one thing.
Kawhi is hard to get a read on. Nobody really has a good feel for his pulse, shall we say. All right, Rick, we're going to get you to hang with us for a little bit longer, and coming up, was the Warriors